Hello, everybody. So this one I did some research for because I want to really target 100% target, hit the freaking mark about what is really going on with this bullshit. The bipartisan bullshit, the fucking corrupt corporate cash bullshit. Because I see it flaring up again, and I don't see what we're gonna do. So we're gonna have this episode talking about it. Okay, I got notes here. You know it's gonna be bad if I actually got notes. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Shadow Cast. Hello. You guys. This is going to be an episode. Okay. So, I want to talk about just problems that we have right now, right? We are... Maybe I can just pull it closer. Hold on. We have so many problems right now. And it seems like the problems that we have all stem from one source. This corrupt corporate cash. The dark money, if they want to call it dark money, whatever. I call it blood money because they really just killing us with this blood money. They're out here killing us so they can make their pockets richer, and they don't give a fuck. They don't. And every time I look to see why we don't have the things that we have, or what's the argument, or what's on the news, they're arguing about petty shit. At this point, it's petty. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Why are we arguing about whether people should or should not get vaccinated, if it's healthy, if it's not? At this point in time, they've created the vaccines, they've pushed out the vaccines, they've incentivized, some people have not. If you go check that Alabama lady who didn't do shit but doesn't want to understand that she's going to have to make people trying to get the shot. She wants people to get the shot and try to save their lives, but she doesn't want to do anything like that. Lord knows she probably just kept the money and put it in her motherfucking pocket that they gave her to incentivize the fucking people, because Lord knows she's not trying to fucking help nobody. Why don't y'all tell me? Why don't you fucking do your damn job? So, they arguing about that shit, right? We have all these people who quit their job because clearly they have all decided that these fucking corporate jobs ain't doing shit for them. We've all decided already that universal income should have happened last year. Really should have happened at the beginning of the pandemic, under Trump's administration. Lord knows that we sat there and we don't trust Trump for shit, so we figured he wasn't going to do nothing to help us out anyway. So here comes Biden, popping along, talking about how he's going to fucking help us and doesn't fucking help nobody do anything. Then they want to sit there, and every time we sit there and tell them what to fucking do, they tell us that they can't do what it is that we say actually will help us. They have to do all this other stuff that won't help us. Why? Why do we elect you to sit there and tell us that you can't do the thing that we elect you to do? Why are you there? I don't understand. Please someone explain that to me. This is pissing me off. Why do we elect you to tell me that you can't do anything? Why? Why do you have this job if you cannot do it? If you literally stand up every goddamn day, we wake up and you get in front of that motherfucking podium and tell us that you cannot do anything, then why do you work there? Why do you work there? Why do you work there if you cannot do anything? If you cannot actually make the changes that you're saying that you wanted to make, then why are you doing this? You keep saying that you want universal health care, but you say that you can't do it because of this, and this. But the only thing I see is that you just don't want to do it because you're too fucking greedy. That's the only thing that I see. Is that you're just too fucking greedy. Look at this. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know about this or not. If you listen to this podcast or not, then you also understand that a few episodes ago I was talking about the near-turner race. Now, I personally, and I probably shouldn't, but I do. I'm not going to lie. I do feel a little personally responsible for what happened, because I brought up that race as a shining example of a progressive person naturally just getting ahead, naturally just leading, naturally just exuding and attracting people who actually want change. The people who pay attention were looking at her. The people who wanted the changes were looking at her. The people who wanted the policies were looking at her. Now, because I said that, or I don't want to say this because I said that, but you know, it seemed like all magically here comes Hillary Clinton, Jim Clyburn, and Joyce Beatty to endorse her, and have all these other people come in and to endorse Chantel Brown, who no one's ever heard of before. Not Nia Turner, because if they had given Nia Turner the money, oh my God, I would actually fucking be praising them. They actually would have done something right, but of course they can't do anything right. I don't even know why they fucking exist here. They can't do anything right. Like, I'm looking at these people, especially those three, which I'm going to get into in a minute, because I literally wrote down an entire list of just stagnancy. It's all it is just stagnancy. The old guard that doesn't want to move. They just don't want to move. They don't want to let anybody else do anything. I don't know why. Lord knows we're over here dying, and they still were like, oh, we don't want to help you save a life. If we help you save a life, that means that I might have to lose my seat. So would you rather lose your seat or lose your life? Really? Would you rather lose your seat or lose your life? I can't. Anyway. Like, I'm really like, I don't understand how any of this shit, like, I'm trying to understand this, right? No, I do not have a college degree. You know why? I can't afford one. You know what this National Black Caucus is supposed to do? Get rid of student loan debt. Probably trying to make, if we were trying to make education free, so I could afford to go get this PhD that you telling me I probably would need to be in your old guard that you refuse to let me have, but yet you're supposed to be trying to help black people. But here I am as a black person, and you voted for and you're trying to endorse a person who doesn't even have a policy for this. Chantel Brown, where are they? What are they? What does she stand for? Nothing. She disappeared. Like, she just appeared out of the clear blue fucking sky. No one's ever heard of this lady before. Now all these bigwigs want to come and endorse her and celebrate her. And the only thing that we know that she does so far is funnel half the money that she's getting. Well, not even half. She may not funnel half, but she's funneling the money she's getting from these fucking people, from all these donations that got lit up because these people came and endorsed her and gave it to her freaking boyfriend to do whatever. What is this? Like, really, what is this? In Ohio's, like, why is Ohio's 11th district so freaking important to the point where you need to go and grab all these people to support this person who is not even doing any, like, where was the policy? For what? What was she known for? Nothing. The only reason why you even picked her out of the mass of people out there is because she's a black woman. Because Lord knows you all like to play identity shit and you can't fucking beat a black woman. Besides another fucking black woman. Because no one wants to see anybody else do anything. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's the only reason why she's even there. No offense to her. I don't know her. But that's the only reason why they even, like, tapped her. Because she was another black woman. And then if you look, and I'm looking at this information, right? So, the ads that they're doing for this race, if you do not know, there was a primary race that just happened for that. A lot of people don't pay attention. I'm paying attention because I wanted to see if these people, like Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, whatever. Now apparently we have James Clyburn. Like, I'm writing down the list now. Joyce Beatty. Of course, Nancy Pelosi was there in the beginning. She's just always the one in the problem. She's just the problem child. I don't know what the hell is wrong with her. But we got all these people. Hillary Clinton's been a problem child too for a minute. Just coming in and basically trying to stop it. And because here's the thing. The reason why they endorsed her, Chantel Brown, is because she can be their puppet. Nia Turner will not. That's the only reason why they're doing this. So, if you look at what their strategy is behind all of this, right? So, they got all this money from all these different corporate PACs. The biggest one right now is a pro-Israeli group. The pro-Israeli group is the Democratic Majority for Israel Pact. That's their package of money that they want to send to people, right? It's the Democratic Majority for Israel Pact. That's who's funding a lot of anti-Nina Turner ads and the Chantel Brown ads right now. So again, now they get strategical when it comes to defeating somebody who actually wants to fucking help them, but they don't do anything when it comes to Trump, who doesn't like this. And this is the same game they tried to play, right? Mind you, the anyone but Trump game. They're trying to play this with Nina Turner. Anybody but Nina game. That's the same game. They had the same strategy. It's the same strategy, and they're pulling money from all these. It's the same strategy, mind you. And they want to claim that it works so well, and all it's really doing is blocking us from being happy, from depressed. They're literally trying their hardest to make us depressed. They're spending top dollar millions. Like, this group alone spent millions. Now, and the question I have for you all, if you all have not caught this yet, a pro-Israeli group. Now, what is pro-Israel? What is a pro-Israel group have anything to do with Ohio's 11th district? In my mind, absolutely bumfuck nothing. Bumfuck nothing. They have nothing to do with this. Why? Because, and then when I look it up, they said they're supporting because Chantel Brown might do what they want them to do, and Nina Turner is doing what she's supposed to do. And conditioning supplies and stuff. They're not just giving them free money or giving them free aid. Now, mind you, had they really needed the free, like, the only reason why they want to stop her is because she doesn't want to give them free money. But yet they spent all this money trying to block her that they could have fucking used to save their own fucking cause. Like, I don't understand this shit. So you mean to tell me you can funnel millions of dollars to stopping someone, but you can't fund millions of dollars to help the country that you're claiming that you're supposed to fucking help? Israel, Palestine, helping them mediate and get this fucking border together or whatever they're trying to do over there? That's what you're supposed to be doing, yet you rather spend the money on stopping the person who tells you that you're supposed to be doing that. What is that? Why do you think that's progressive? Why do you think that you're, like, I don't understand why the Democratic Party thinks that they're so fucking great. They're so fucking egotistical. Why do they think that? They're literally, this group is a centrist group. They're a center party. They are a center party. They're like, they want to be known so badly as being the party that's for people, but they're not. They're for corporations. They're a centrist party. There are two parties, a right-wing party, the Republicans, and a centrist party, the Democrats. And we wonder why the left people feel so underheard and so misused. We do not have a party. We do not have one. Y'all want to claim that it's a Democratic Party. It is not. We do not have a party. It does not exist. We have to create our own party. There's a Green Party, independence, all this other stuff like that. What we need to do at this point is to collate together to create a third party, because we're not going to get anywhere with the Democrats because they just want to be centrist. They do not want to help us. They literally went to a centrist group to try to stop progression because they do not want progression to happen. They do not want it to happen. They do not want it to happen. They spent so much money trying to stop her from telling them to do their own fucking job. Is this not the reason why you put together this whole entire group in the first place? And I looked up why they put together the group. The group is they want to end Jewish hate, Jew hate, basically. This is what I'm saying in my short words, because Lord knows, like, reading that whole long thing took forever. So they want to end Jew hate, and they want to promote a two-state solution for Palestine and Israel, because they're basically fighting over what land should be whose. So instead of actually funding the mediation, because there was mediation groups that went over there. That's what's supposed to be happening. That's what America's supposed to be doing in these other countries. It's supposed to be mediating as we look at for the law. They're supposed to be going to these other countries and mediating and teaching them democracy. I don't know how we're supposed to be teaching them democracy when democracy doesn't even work here. It doesn't. Excuse me. It doesn't even work here, yet we're trying to go around and teach everybody else how to fucking do it, and we can't even do it right ourselves. So why the fuck are we even bother with this shit in the first place? I don't understand. Now, next, after I don't understand that part, so again, if they're trying to fund this mediation so they can come to this conclusion of, okay, y'all just stop fighting over whose land is who and just decide on who gets what land, why, instead of spending money to do that very thing, are they spending more money, millions of dollars, mind you, millions of dollars that we don't even see, that aren't going to doing anything besides stopping the very thing that they're asking to get done? It doesn't make any sense. Why are they spending that much money to do that? Because I guarantee you, spending that money on attack ads for Nia Turner is not going to help your cause. How does that help Palestine and Israel figure out their border issue if you're stopping her in Ohio? Why are you trying to stop her in Ohio? It doesn't make any sense. And Lord knows the thing she's proposing is to actually help you, and yet you want to stop her from helping you. Okay, that doesn't... Make that make sense to me, please. How do you pay someone to stop you from helping you and then complain that you don't have any help? Let me... If I handed you $1 million to do nothing, would you get mad if I said I don't have any help doing anything and I'm literally paying you to do nothing? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm looking at, okay, so then that's the group doing the attack ads, right? Now, what are these attack ads? These attack ads are basically saying that they're giving the freaking establishment policies. All the things that Nia Turner is not, like, for. All the things that, like, the minimum wage, the green technology, all of these different things, they're saying that she's not in favor for. When in actuality, Clyburn, Joyce Beatty, Hillary Clinton, all the people who endorsed Shontel Brown, all the people who went and found this group, basically told them, hey, tell them Nia Turner has our losing ass policies, them Hillary Clinton losing policies, and say Nia Turner has them and they won't vote for her. So you mean to tell me your idea is to find... This is the idea that somebody woke up and said, I know what we'll do. There's someone in Ohio that's trying to fucking stop us. That's trying to actually make changes. So let's go find a random other black lady that we can find and show her all the same policies that we already know are losing because they lost previously, and shout her as the favorite because she's going to do everything that we tell her to do because we don't want to give her a mind of her own. People don't like them, like people who actually, like, excuse me, because they think that people don't like when people have a mind of their own, but clearly that's fucking false, because otherwise she was leading before them. When people had a mind of their own, she was leading. Nia Turner was leading with the mind of her own. People were, like, following behind her because she had a mind of her own. So, well, she still has one, but like, point being, why is it that you all want to say so, like, you want to push this narrative so badly that it has to be your way? And literally, the way you trying to push that is by telling us that your way loses, because you literally gave her your losing policies. You told her to get up here and say these losing things with this freaking laugh track and clap track when there was no one there even freaking clapping. How are you going to have a clap track for 7 people? And you can see them not clapping. Like, you can see them sitting there just like this. And the clap track just going, woo! And ain't nobody wooing. We all just looking like, what the hell you think this is? Why do you think that you're going to dupe these people? And you know what? And the problem is, some of it does work. Some of it does work. And the thing about it is, the only reason why it works is because these people are uneducated. Now, mind you, that leads me to Clyburn, because this is the part that really pissed me off. When I seen him up there, supposed to be leading the Congressional Black Caucus and a former educator. So, looking at his bio, right, 81, old, stuck in the ways, okay, got into political office in January of 1993. So he's been there literally my entire life. Literally, he's been sitting in that same seat my entire life. Probably had a lot of farts up in there. And apparently it's been in league with this dark money, because apparently we want to call it dark money now, from all these corporate groups. In case you don't know what dark money is, It's the bipartisan bullshit that you see out there. It's these super PACs, that pro-Israeli Democratic Majority for Israel super PAC, whatever, that's really not even for fucking Israel. How are you for Israel and you're not even using the money for Israel? You're using the money to stop Ohio. How is that? Like, how are you being for Israel if you're trying to stop Ohio? What is that? All that money you could have literally directed towards your own fucking cause. Instead of trying to promote someone who says, oh, they might support my cause, why don't you support your own goddamn cause? How is it you spend all this money trying to get someone else to do whatever you need them to do instead of you just doing it your goddamn self? Lazy! It just pisses me off as I'm looking into all this. It really does. It pisses me off because I don't understand how these people think this is supposed to work. Now, he's in this, Clyburn, right? Back to this again, who's been there for forever, retired educator. So basically, he has a lot of the same, I would feel like to him, it would be akin to talking to my mother, who is a retired teacher of, what, like 30, 40 years? She's been a teacher for a very long time, okay? She's been a teacher for a very long time. I feel like that would be the same like thing as talking to him. He's literally been in office since I was born. Before I was born, he was been sitting in that fucking seat. Now, in this Congressional Black Caucus, what is the aim? What is the goal? Because this is where he said he's coming over here to give the promotion to Chantel Brown because she's black. This is because the Congressional Black Caucus aims to increase the number of black members in the United States Congress. Now that I would say that would be what that is doing at that point by voting or by tapping Chantel Brown, even though the rest of it is just completely, that's the only thing, is just to have her as a face. Because again, they just needed a black face up in there. She's still a slave. She's still a puppet. She's still not doing, like, she's not free. She didn't win. Not really. She didn't win her soul. They're literally buying her freaking soul right now in this moment. Those fucking blood money. They're buying her soul, trying to pour all that in there. The same way they probably bought Clyburn's soul, because I don't understand how the second, well, really the rest of that was only the one part of this Congressional Black Caucus, is to get black people involved, basically. Now the second part here is to support non-black candidates who will champion the needs and interests of the black community. So if the needs and the interests of the black community are all the things that you're saying that you do not want to do with your policies, because remember, you gave her the losing policies, all the policies that the black people are out here saying that they don't want, right? They do want universal health care. I don't see Chantel Brown talking about that, right? They do want minimum wage increases. I don't see Chantel Brown talking about that. Now, if anything, you see the ads saying that Nia Turner's not talking about it because, again, they're literally giving her on these ads in this pro-Israeli group. Now, I don't know if these pro-Israeli groups, if they know, like, where they're coming from or who they're coming from. Because I just know they're a centrist group. And apparently, they feel that if we turn Nia Turner's policies into the old rewatched Hillary Clinton policies that lost, she'll lose. So now, meanwhile, these are all the Chantel Brown policies that they're handing down to her, that they're endorsing her with. They're saying that she's going to be working for all these various things that we already found out do not work. Then, so how is that championing? How does that champion the needs and the interests of the black community if we know the black community is suffering under these policies that you say already don't work? This minimum wage that Hillary Clinton was for, that was for $12, $13 that we're already getting for a lot of these places, and people are still not going to these jobs. How is that championing our needs? That's not championing our needs and our interests. How is championing our needs and our interests over what is happening in Israel and Palestine if we got problems here? How is that championing our needs and our interests? And then here it says, to increase the participation of black Americans in the political process. So why does that make me want to participate more if I see that you're not doing the things that I need you to do? Like, y'all are still debating over, the point of the matter is, we've been at 15 is too low now. Y'all talking about that's a living wage. It's not even living anymore. I seen, like, these people are still charging rent. They're talking about inflation. I literally, again, talking to Clyburn, I feel like it would be like talking to my mother. So if I ask my mother, why, who is in her 70s, mind you. And so if I ask her, why do they not increase the minimum wage? I said, rent is going up, blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, inflation, if they increase the minimum wage, then the rent's going to go up anyway, and the price is going to go up anyway, and it's going to go up anyway. I said, so why don't you give these people a motherfucking fighting chance? If you know the prices are going to go up, why don't you pay them so they have a chance to afford the new prices? Why is it that you have to sit there and say, oh, well, the price is going to go up anyway, whether we give them a chance or not. So let's just let them all die and be homeless. And then I see that I think it's in California or some shit, they're making it illegal to be homeless, as they're forcing you to be homeless. My fucking headphones just fell out. Literally, my headphones fell out the mic, y'all. But it's like, how? They're forcing you to be homeless by not giving you any fucking money. And literally, the one thing that we've been asking for this from the freaking beginning, is the universal basic income. Just run us the damn checks. And now they want to complain, oh, well, Americans are lazy and they're not working and this is that. We are working. We are scrambling. We are all trying to get money in some way, shape, or form. But we don't want to get money the way you want us to get money from. So stop trying to control the freaking money from us and give us the freaking UBI. How is it that you can spend millions of dollars on attack ads? You all can sit around, claim you do not have money to pay us, but yet magically, under the clear blue sky, you pop up with millions. How does James Clyburn, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, Joyce Beatty, who I'm still going to get to, because don't think you off the hook, lady. How is it that you all do not have money to do the universal healthcare that you claim that you really do want, but yet you magically can get millions of dollars to promote attack ads to stop somebody who actually wants to get the shit passed? Hating, greedy, selfish ass motherfuckers. Yes, I am talking to you. If you watch this video, I am talking to you. If you listen to this podcast, I am talking to you. You better listen. Now look at this. What is he supporting in this time? Private prisons, taking money from drug companies. They wanted to end student loans, and yet they're not doing that. With a flick of a pen, apparently that can be solved, but they're not doing that either. And stop tobacco ads, or basically big tobacco, which again they've legalized for forever. This is what this Congressional Black Caucus has said they're supposed to be doing, yet they're not doing any of those things. They're literally trying to create more private prisons. They're trying to help drug companies just rip you off and make sure you, here's the thing. These people want to have a whole huge conversation because apparently Candace Owens, whoever she is, no offense to her, I don't know her. I really don't. For wherever her fame is, I don't know. But who was mad, I guess, because she was like, well, how come they can give us the COVID shot for free, but they can't give us insulin shots for free? They can. They just don't want to. That's the simple answer. The simple answer is they can. They just don't want to. They don't want to pass universal health care. I was cracking up because I'm laughing at this Joyce Beatty. Now, mind you, this lady is from Ohio, so why does she not want to see Ohio succeed? I don't know. So, we got her, right? And I'm laughing because she says she's on the Medicare for All caucus. There's apparently a caucus, all these caucuses now. So this is two caucuses, the Congressional Black Caucus and the Medicare for All caucus, which are both just sitting there with people just basically getting in a clique in the lunchroom saying, we're going to do everything, we're going to make a poster, and we never fucking make the fucking poster. It's just a fucking group project from a fucking 12-year-old. That's what it sounds like. Because they're not doing anything. How is it that all these people want it and we cannot get it passed? How is it that all these people want this universal health care and they keep telling us that it can't be done? It can. They just don't fucking want to do it. They don't want to see us happy. They don't want to see us win. They just want to collect their fucking checks and sit on their big fat asses in that fucking fart-infested chair he's probably been sitting there for the last, for the last almost 30 years because he was there since before I was born. That's Clyburn. I'm still got to get to Joyce Beatty, but that really just pissed me off. Like, even just seeing that just pissed me the fuck off. It did. Because why? We're looking at her, and then we look at her policies that she comes in to do this, right? From this caucus. Medicare for All caucus. Now, how are you in the Medicare for All caucus? And her literal thing Her literal quote was that she does not support universal health care. She wants to see small changes to Obamacare. So you don't support it. Why are you in this caucus that you do not support? Why? Why are you claiming to be for something that you're clearly not for? Why can't you just fucking stand up and have a backbone for what it is that you want? Look at her list. Now we're looking at her list of policies she voted for, right? I'm literally looking at her list. She voted for the wall. All these people want to claim she voted for the wall. A wall, mind you, that Trump said that he was going to have the Mexicans pay for it. They wouldn't pay for it. Shut down the government for 4 months so the federal workers cannot get paid for 4 months. There were 4 months of people going without pay because the little fucking orange man cannot get his fucking wall to separate and incite racism. And she voted for this. $1.3 trillion towards a wall that never got anywhere, never got finished, is still sitting there as a fucking lamppost as a symbol of America's racism. And she signed off on that. But yet she's in the Congressional Black Caucus and she's inciting racism against Latino people. Or for the defense bills against it. Whatever you want to call it. It still was a fucking signature for the fucking Mexican wall. And yet and still, how we sit there and say, oh, well, Trump said he was going to have the Mexicans pay for the wall. And then Lord knows when we sit there and say, okay, so you're not getting the Mexicans to pay for a wall, we're not going to pay for it either. Well, how did you get her to fucking kneel down and sign the bill to pay for that 2 feet, whatever, 2 miles of wall? It's not even a thing. It's nothing. It's just nothing. It's just a waste of money. Money that could have just went to me. You could just fucking pay me. Shit, we could have raised the economy. You could have just paid me. Why not just pay me? Y'all throwing all this money on these other places. Just fucking pay me. Like, I don't understand. Y'all can throw millions of dollars over here, $1 trillion over there, this and that over there, but you can't fucking just pay me? She supports part of the Green New Deal. Which part, I don't know. Why only part, I don't know either. Because apparently, like, when I read it, the whole thing sounds good. So why you don't support part of it? Bye. She has a confusing ballot on the weed front, on the cannabis front. At first she wasn't for it. Now she's for, like, basically the studying of it, but not for, like, legalizing it everywhere. For why, I don't know, because clearly that's stimulating the economy. That's another thing that we need to do to stimulate the economy. She doesn't want that to happen. She just wants us to be broke. Bye. Literally says she doesn't really care about regular people. Let me go back to the article I was at, or the thing I was at looking at this, right? Because she opposes decreasing corporate taxes. So she wants to, like, you know how Amazon doesn't pay any taxes? She's okay with that. She's okay with that. And she's in the Congressional Black Caucus and the Medicare for All Caucus. And she does not, and these are her policies apparently. These are her positions. She's a black lady, for those of you who care about what she looks like, but I don't feel like it matters when these are her policies. What does it matter what she looks like? She ain't doing nothing for me. As a black person, she ain't doing nothing for me, and she's black. Where was this that in this Progressive Black Caucus? Where were any of these policies that tell me that there was something that was in there for me? The only thing I see is that on the abortion front, she's pro-choice, which is like barely anything. That's like basic human right that someone should be able to tell if they want to, like, have the baby or not. So from what my gathering is, in 2025 we're going to have this is the chain of events that we have going on right here so far. This is the way you all are leading us to. I want you all to understand this is the way you're leading us to. So as I look with my foresight, because I want to see what's coming so that I can enact prevention. I don't think you all understand prevention. You're so busy looking back at your mistakes and trying to sweep up and mop up and clean up your own fucking messes that you don't understand that you don't have to make a mess in the first place, so you don't have to make a bigger mess. If you're trying to do foresight, see ahead of you and prevent the accident from happening, isn't that what they teach you all these years in school, in classes, and everything like that? Is to look, if you see a danger, if you see a predator, if you see the guy in the creepy unmarked van, why are you sitting there? And it's like, You all have, instead of becoming the people who stop the guy in the white van, you all have become the guy in the white van. Joyce Beatty, you have become the guy in the white van. James Clyburn, you have become the guy in the white van. Nancy Pelosi, you've become the guy in the white van. Hillary Clinton, you've become the guy in the white van. You are now the predators. You have legislated and strongmanned and stubbornly, stagnantly sat in the same still seat that's full of those dusty ass farts. And to the point where now you have become the enemy because you're so busy trying to stay in the same spot that you don't realize that you would have stayed there easily without any type of confusion, argument, or conflict. Because apparently you guys are supposed to be conflict resolutions, but you're causing the conflict because you don't want to move your spot and let us all live. Apparently, because you don't even want to see us live. What the fuck? Part of the Green New Deal? Oh, this is the other part I gotta mention back here. So back to this pro-Israeli group, right? So who were they? The Democratic Majority for Israel, the centrist group, who is apparently their top donors, can come with, let's see, I think their second top donor came up with $500,000, and their highest donor came up with $1 million for individual people. These are individual people donating, okay? Now, the highest donor is Stacy Schusterman, which I might be saying her name wrong. I apologize if I do say that. And the second one was Greg Launder. Now, I didn't look up who Greg Launder is. I just looked up Stacy. So looking up Stacy, the CEO of oil and gas and drilling companies. And she supports Jewish causes. So again, we're back to oil. So I want to point this out. So these same Israeli groups, or pro-Israeli groups, who are worried about Pakistan and Israel, where apparently, I don't know if that's the particular area or not, or if they're fighting over the oil or anything like that. I'm just trying to figure this out, because if they can't figure out their border, my assumption is because there's some kind of oil or gas or some kind of rare mineral or some kind of reason why these people are fighting over this land. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I may not know that. I did look up some things. I didn't look up everything. So if they're fighting over this land for all this stuff, then we got over here Biden and all these other people. I don't even know if Biden even knows he's doing it, because there's bombs and there's airstrikes now apparently in the Middle East over there. Our gas prices are going up, and we all know that years and years ago they went over there to go get gas and oil and rare minerals and things like that. So inciting all this chaos and confusion, the thing that would stop all that would be a green technology, the Green New Deal, the thing that will make America just work on using the resources in solar energy, wind energy, things that naturally come and that we do not run out, that are not finite, like these rare minerals that they're trying to escape from all over there, and doing all this funding and all this money throwing around all these other places, and yet this lady only supports part of it. Why? Why do you only support part of it? Why? Why do you not want us to stop with all this bullshit and drama? Because it seems like it's a whole bunch of bullshit and drama to me. So, mind you, now, it's 2025. Imagine, it's 2025. Gas prices, $10 a gallon, because apparently they can't seem to get their mind right on green technology. So, I'm hoping that by then we would have it, but apparently I don't know if we're going to get there or not, because they want to act like we're going to get there, but they don't want to do anything to actually put us in the position to get there. Then, let's say, I don't know, that's some random woman. A random woman trying to enjoy herself, enjoy her night, goes out on the town, gets raped, kidnapped, taken. Let's say she gets taken. I'm going to assume, let's just say she's a black woman. Let's say she's a black woman. I imagine a little young Joyce Beatty. Didn't we had this flashback, didn't we, during the times when Kamala Harris was actually trying to do something against Biden? Now she's just sitting there silent. So, mind you, this little black lady, right? Say she's like 19, 20, trying to go and have fun, trying to enjoy her life. They don't want to change anything with student loans and colleges, I don't know why they don't want to do that. But, so the girl's depressed, broke, because she can't pay for college, and she's trying to go to pay for college, working what? $7.25 an hour, because Lord knows by the time they actually change the minimum wage at the pace they're going, it'll still be $7.25 an hour in 2025. So, for $7.25 an hour, slaving away, trying to make ends meet, living probably out of, if she can afford a car, living out of a car, living out of a shack somewhere, because she can't afford rent nowhere, because they won't raise the minimum wage, but the rent keeps going up, but they don't want to give nobody a fighting chance for that. So it's 2025, she's out there, no money, no family, okay, and she gets raped. Now, according to Republicans, because she's raped and she's poor, she can't get an abortion, so now she's forced to raise a kid when she already cannot raise herself. Mind you, now she's stuck with this kid that she cannot do anything with. Cannot get health care for. Can't even afford to go to the hospital because they won't pass universal health care, so she can't afford to go to the hospital to have the freaking kid. And now it's her and this child. How does she help raise this child when they can barely afford anything? Trying to duck out because apparently it's illegal to be broke in 2025 because it's already about to be illegal to be homeless. So it's basically illegal to be broke. So what happens? Do they find her? Do they lock up her child because the mother is broke? Is that what they do? Oh, they put the child in the system, into the broken child care system. Oh, Jesus. You know, this America that y'all are talking about sounds so bright and wonderful. I don't understand how y'all are fucking helping us. How does that help? What are you doing to help? Where's the help? Why do you think this shit helps? It's not helping. That's not helping. How does going to jail for being broke an improvement upon people's lives? What kind of stupid legislation is that? Who thought of that? Like, who thought of that? Who thought that would be a good idea? Who sat there and said, oh, I know what we can do. Let's arrest them for being fucking homeless. Really? Oh my God. Mind you, this lady is already going to have enough freaking trauma in her freaking life from what she's already gone through before even having the kid. Probably didn't even want the kid. Probably sat there and would say, oh my gosh, look at me. Look at my life. Look at where I'm at. I'm millions of dollars in debt. I can't afford to even have a place to live. But yet I'm going to be demonized and criminalized for living in a system that fucked me over. And not only that, for trying to raise a kid in the system that fucked me over, because you told me I have to raise the kid now. Even though it was not even my fucking choice to fucking have the fucking kid. Wow. And you wonder why we don't like you. Look at your legislation. Look at, like, how do you wonder why we don't like you? The Democrats literally are the fucking blockers. They block everything. They just don't want to see anybody fucking happy. They're just fucking selfish ass blockades. They are the obstacles. They're trying to tell you all goddamn day long that they're trying to fight to stop the obstacles. They're creating them. They're creating them. But instead of just doing what we fucking tell them to do, as the representatives, they're supposed to be doing exactly what the fuck, that's what they're supposed to be doing, representing us. So why are you not doing what the fuck we tell you to do? Pass universal basic income, universal health care, raise minimum wage. Just do the fucking shit that we tell you to motherfucking do. That's what we elected you to motherfucking do. Is do what we tell you to do. So do it! Do it! Why do you sit there and complain, well, I don't know, and what are we going to, I don't, you know, you wouldn't have to have these debates on what are they going to do if we did this, and this to help them. If you just fucking help them, you would see what they would do. I don't know if they'll be appreciative if we did that. Like, what kind of stupid fucking bullshit is this? Oh, well, You know, most Americans, the average American, if you look at that corrupt corporate cash I was talking about, make about $2,000 a month at their job, and yet they wanted to give you $2,000 a year for a stimulus check. So if we are living we're living on check to check at $2,000 a month, why do you think that $2,000 a year is supposed to stimulate the economy? Do you people not know math? I really, it's so infuriating because I'm like, I do not want to believe that these people are so asininely, I don't want to believe that they're so goddamn stupid. But they are. And the problem is that you can't even tell them. You have to dumb down your insults for them because they're so stupid they can't even take your insults if you speak them intelligently. They can't fucking understand what the fuck you're saying. They don't understand that a corporation, this big stupid corporation, whatever, fucking, they're not people. Yes, people work there, but are the people getting the money from the legislation that you're passing? No. They're not. So why don't you fucking recognize that? If you clearly see this is a problem over and 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 over again, that the people are unhappy with the things that you're doing, and you keep sitting around doing little itty bitty breadcrumbs, that's narcissistic. The government is narcissistic. Do you not understand what I'm telling you? These breadcrumbs, this is that narcissistic podcast I had. This is the selfish love bombing I had. This is what these government people do. They do selfish love bombing. They give you little bits and pieces here and there. Well, I don't understand why you're unhappy. You got $2,000 in total from these stimulus checks. Trump gave you the little $600 in the big bottom check that was supposed to be $1,400 because he doesn't want to give you the full $2,000 because we all agree that, and here's the thing I don't understand, okay? Because if we backtrack to where this 2,000 number came from, this 2,000 number came from the fact that most people were living off of $200 a month, $2,000 a month from their jobs. Now, mind you, these people were, yes, living off of that, but again, they were living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. So, in absence of that one check, would destroy their entire lives. And you said, oh, okay, so they need that every month. Let's give them that once in a year. Well, actually, no. Let's give them $600 in Trump on the Trump year, and $1,400 on the Biden year, and that should equal the $2,000 that they needed every single month to barely make it. We're going to give that over the course of 2 years, and they should be sufficed with that. They should be satisfied with that. Well, Matt, you all talk about me for smoking this. You need to be smoking it. That's why I don't understand. Joyce Beatty, who doesn't support legalizing this, maybe if you smoke this, you will understand the fact that math does not work out. That math does not work out at all. How are you paying somebody's monthly salary over the course of 2 years and expect them to not fucking complain about it? How? How do you all sleep at night knowing that what you're doing is so fucking detrimental that you're causing the problems that you're claiming that you're trying to save? You're causing them. It's cause and effect. And you know what it is? Your job is to have foresight, to be leaders. You were elected leaders so you can lead us forward with foresight to see this shit coming and prevent it from fucking happening using prevention. So, if you want to prevent us from getting mad at you, prevent us from the economy collapsing, and you understood in the beginning when we first got the 2,000 number, that is the amount that people were making monthly and they were barely surviving, why would you not roll out universal basic income with that $2,000 monthly so we can still continue at least barely making it as we were before? You didn't even want to do that. You said, and then you wanted to be thankful and appreciative of you basically saying, well, you're on by yourselves. Oh, well, you know what? I know you all I know you all were struggling off of $2,000 a month. So, you know what? I do want to get you $2,000. Well, Trump gave you $600. Let me give you $1,400. So that makes you even $2,000 after all these months. I mean, you needed that every single month. Let me do that. Do you guys want more money? What in the world? You all want more money? Didn't you want more money? Aren't you sitting on that bipartisan bullshit because you're trying to collect money from these oil and gas company people? Lord knows if Stacey got $1 million, I'm trying to get $1 million from Stacey too. What I gotta do? Stacey, run me my $1 million donation. I want Israel and Palestine to get along. That's what you claiming the money was for. Yet the person who's actually trying to get them to get along, and you trying to promote an ad against. So explain to me how that works. Explain to me how all of this stuff works, because none of it's adding up. Your math doesn't make sense. Yet you all, and then here's the thing I can't understand. So they all literally go to the experts, right? Who are the experts? The CDC, the health organizations, all these experts who are telling us that these things work. So why not pass universal health care? Why are we against it? Why is this lady on this caucus that said that she wants the thing that she turns around and says in the interview that she doesn't want? Why are you trying to fool us? Why are you even pretending? Why is with all the smoke and mirrors? Why is with the big curtain? Why are you guys so damn dramatic? Why don't you just fucking help us? Why? That's all I want to know is why. Because I don't see you all explaining yourselves. You're just digging more and more holes deeper as to why we should not trust you. And again, you want to know why these people are not taking these vaccines? It's because they don't trust you. Candace brought up a good point. If this is really supposed to be helping us, and they say it's free because it's helping us, right? So that tells me these people probably don't trust it because it is free. Because if anything that helps us, you don't want to give it to us for free. Not to say I want to pay for the fucking vaccine, but you all make people pay for insulin. They need that to fucking live. You all make people pay out those fucking chemo. They need that to fucking live. Y'all don't mind fucking all these like food experiment regulations and things like that, because you see lots of different with GMOs and things put in food to try and genetically modify us. Excuse me. I don't understand why it is that you're claiming that, why are you lying? Why? It doesn't do anything besides piss us all off. So why are you lying? Is it just greediness? Is it incompetence? Do you just not know? Do you just not know that you're anti-progress? Congress is opposite of progress. Progress, Congress. Progress, Congress. They're two different things. I don't have a little animator here, but they're two completely different things. We're literally talking about progression. And as we look at the Congress, who is literally taking on the role of Congress and trying to fight and hate everything that we do to try and help and save our motherfucking selves in the middle of this motherfucking Armageddon. Because again, if this shit is really, and this is the thing that people don't understand, on either side, anybody's side, on whatever side you lay on for any of this shit, understand that if they were trying to help people, they would just be fucking helping people. The Americans don't want the fucking vaccine. Fine. The people who don't want it, don't want it. Ship it to all these other countries who don't even have it. Give them a chance to get it. You claim that you're so pro-Israel and Palestine. Send them the fucking vaccine. Give them a chance to fucking live. Oh, but we're trying to get Americans to take it because we want to, I get it, but okay, so you tried. You did that. Why not help America in another way? Because this way is clearly over. You've done all you can do. Move on. Send the vaccine to other people who may want it and move on to do other things. The very things that we keep telling you that we want. How many times have we said universal health care in the last 6 months? Joe Biden over here trying to claim he's so fucking great. He hasn't done it. He's trying to claim he's so fucking great. Minimum wage was supposed to be one of the first things that he did, and he didn't even fucking do that. The second someone said, oh, well, sir, I don't think you have to do that, he stopped doing it. What fight was that? What fight was that? How was he supposed to be for me? And then here's their And they're big, the Democrats, again, because I said they're the central party. They're not the left party. We need to create a left party because we do not have a left party. And I'm fully of the understanding now that trying to get them to turn left or trying to create a left party from within that party is not going to fucking work. We just need to separate and do our own shit and let them fall and drown by the goddamn selves. If you're on the motherfucking Titanic, would you get on the motherfucking lifeboat if you could? Get on the motherfucking lifeboat then. Because I don't know if you all are paying attention to the shit. Global warming is happening. Hello, it's been the hottest it's been over here. People die from heat exhaustion. A lot of people die from heat exhaustion. I want to see that rate versus the COVID rate. I don't have time to look it up because this thing only lets me record so long. But like, what is this shit? Really, what is it? I'm going to get a shadow spell. This is my deck that I make myself. If you would like to purchase this deck, please go to thelivingshadow.me to pick this up. Thelivingshadow.me. Also go to the Shadow Cast podcast on YouTube to find the video version of this podcast. Links will be in the description of the podcast. So what we have here is I am thankful and express gratitude every time I breathe. So do remember to be grateful. Again, they want us to be grateful for the bullshit that they're doing when they're not really doing anything to fucking help us. I don't see how that's fucking helping us at all. I don't see, I've yet to see shit that they've done to help me. Where am I? And Lord knows, we literally have this Congressional Black Caucus. If you look at this video, I'm black. If you see this video, I'm black. And literally every single thing that these two people from this Congressional Black Caucus were set to do in the area that is very close to mine in Ohio were the exact opposite things that they said they're going to do for creating these groups and doing these things. I'm the exact person they're trying to not help. And there's the Congressional Black Caucus and they're not fucking helping me. I'm devoting my attention to healing and loving myself. So that means I really got to point out and tell y'all, well, you ain't showing no love. Still sitting here. Still sitting here. Yep, I'm sitting here. On the inside. Can't go outside. Police might kill me. Congressional Black Caucus. What you doing for that? Thankfully, where I'm at, cannabis is legal. So I can actually fucking smoke and try to heal my trauma and work out and stuff without fear of being locked up or dying. Because Lord knows the police don't even try and lock you up no more. They just fucking kill you. Oh, you know what? I lost my job in the pandemic. Like most Americans did. They lost their job in the pandemic. I've been trying to find other little jobs, odds and ends that I can fucking do with things to do. Things like this that I can do to get paid for being me, for living my authentic truth. The same way these politicians are trying to go and get paid for being them, to sit on their ass and do nothing, and they're fucking farts. And you mean to tell me that if I don't attract enough money, not only can I be homeless, but I can go to jail now for being homeless. I can be locked up, punished, and sentenced for the rest of my life to go to jail because I cannot afford to get a place because there's a whole pandemic now? Not to mention that you all want to talk about racism and things like that. Isn't this the Congressional Black Caucus? Isn't there supposed to be like trying to stop racism? How is it the freaking Jewish people, the pro-Israel group, who was supposed to be supporting Israel and Palestine, can find millions of dollars to not do what they're supposed to be doing and to try and stop our progression, but yet us black people can't seem to aid ourselves in our own progression because we're too busy trying to fight it because we don't want to lose our spot. You want to be known up there. I assume if you went for that position, you want to be next to like Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King and all these other people who fought for us, and yet you stand up there and the very first thing you do is fight against us. So why do you think you're going to be legendary for that? Why did you stand up there if that's what you're going to do? Why are you here? If this Delta variant came and hit you the next day, your family might be sad, but the rest of us will be happy. You guys are so old and dusty. We literally have to pray for your death so that we can fucking live. How does that fucking work? How does that make you sleep at night feeling better, knowing that I, as an African American person, has to pray for these old politicians to fucking die off so I have a chance of fucking getting something passed that might save my own goddamn life? I have to hope that you die. I have to hope that you die so that one day somebody like Nina Turner, you all will let her come into fucking Congress so that she can pass some Green New Deal shit, pass some minimum wage increases, pass some universal health care so I have a chance of fucking living. And the only way I can see myself living is if you die. Clyburn, Joey Speedy, Congressional Black Caucus, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi. Are you ready to die? Because I want to live. If me living means that you all have to die, then bye. I mean, I mean that for real. Because it seems like y'all just want to hold us up. That's the podcast, y'all. Bye. Told y'all I was mad. You already know it's bad if I gotta write some shit down. And best believe I'm gonna post it just like it is. Piss me off. Looking at that. Lying losers. Lynch. How do you spell Lynch? Lynch. Oh, wait, what's how I spell? I thought that was like, okay, well, Lynch and Lynch are very close. I need that rope emoji. Okay, you guys. So if you do not know where to find this podcast, in addition to this video, it's also on your favorite podcast players. You can go to anchor.fm/theliving_shadow. Also, while you're here, and I do want to thank you all for listening and for watching, please do click the description box below to see my links to all my other things. I have a tarot channel where I do healings and tarot readings. I have a Shadow Subliminal channel that's focused on sound healing using my new Regenerative Reiki sound formula. There's also, in addition to this, it's also my Devonairé channel, which is me just doing random antics and things. So do check out that stuff. Check out my site. Check out my shop. Book a personal if you want to. I really do hope you have a blessed day, and I hope I didn't offend you, but somebody got to speak the truth around here. Okay? Okay. Bye.